Hello everyone, thank you for joining this video. My name is Ramon. I am from Excel MBA, from where I try to help you to make the data much easier for you to understand and also to work with it. Today I have the great opportunity to be invited by SynHub to test their application. So in this video I will be showing you my impression of the tool itself, and also how you can set it up to easily create a template for Power BI dashboard. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do if you would like to try this tool is to sign in into this app, which is for free. It has a free trial. Let me share you my screen, because in that way you understand better what I'm talking about. So just 1 second. Okay, to do the registration, you just go here, register. Their website is just synhub.io. Okay, so you can start your free trial, which is you need to put your name, last name, email address, company name, and then what's kind of the roles that you have, and of course put your password there. All right, so because I just signed up, I have my account connected, so I will just go back to the main page, which is this one. Here we go. All right, so because I'm already signed up, so my email comes by itself. And this is the dashboard pretty much. And here you can see, for example, if you just go here, it throws me to the sign in page again. So I'll go sign in. I will sign in here. And as you can see, if you are in New Zealand or in a place that you are heavily using Xero as an accounting software, you can also log in with Xero. But this time I will just log in with my account. All right. So once we are in, the first thing that we can do is go into the dashboard. And here you can see what are connections that I have created. SynHub is a tool that I found it pretty cool. And to be fair, at the initial I found it quite scary because this tool, the thing that it does is to connect your APIs directly into a curated database. All right. So if I'm working as a data engineer, that means that this tool will take completely my job. However, I just realized that this tool is great to create your data warehouse, which means, for example, if you have different applications in your business, this tool will be able to connect and create those tables. However, still the curated part, it will be part of your job. And of course, if you want to create a Power BI, this is also will be required after this. But this tool itself is a great connector. As I just mentioned, it will populate the tables from any of the connections that they have. For example, here they have, if you go to new connection, they have all those connectors and they are constantly building new connectors. But for example, if you have your accounting data in MYOB or you have it in Xero, you will be able to connect it directly and then land it into your SQL server or to their Azure database. That is a lot of work because I have built in pipelines for CRMs and ERPs for a while, and that becomes, even though you need to replicate over and over again, you need to set up the environment of your cloud, you need to set up your local machine or local server if you're working locally. So these tools solve that problem. So all that step is no longer required. With this, you just connect directly. And the other thing that I found it really cool is that for certain tools, at least for the one that I try, you don't need to connect with your token. You can connect directly with the logins from the application itself. So the thing that I have done, I just connected with using this application that I use it for CRM for my company. I haven't been using it for a while, but at least it will bring us some data that we'll be able to play around with. So I will just go here to HubSpot. But for example, you have all those Google Ads connector. For example, if you are a small or medium company and you have so many applications like Google Ads, your CRM, your ERP, your accounting system, or you're using Xero, for example, to just be able to land that data into your warehouse, it can take up to months to be able to sort it out everything. But this tool does it for you. That's the cool part. All right. But I just want to tell you that your role as a data analyst or data engineer, it won't disappear here. It's because this is from the point onwards from where you can create your experience layer. All right, so you can focus on your experience layers instead of building the whole data warehouse. Okay, So let's try HubSpot, which is the one that I just have handy. And here you have two options. And they ask you if you would like to store the data in your own database or you would like to store data in SynHub database. One thing that I also catch in my attention that how this will be shared across multiple scenarios and multiple clouds. And according to what I read on SynHub, those guys they create your own space in their cloud system. So even though there will be in SQL Azure, it will be in your own instances. So your data will be stored safely according to their security policies. However, if you still think that is not that secure, you will be able to save it here. So basically, you will keep the environment of SynHub to connect your APIs and then do the transformation of the data, pull in certain data, and then make it landed. So you will still have this point of connection to SynHub if you would like to store in your computer, of course, or in your server, sorry. So you will here next sync frequency. Sync frequency will be taken of part of your plan. Of course, depending on the plan that you have, it will be how many times SynHub will go to your API and it will refresh the data. So the cache also will help you to make queries much faster because it will keep certain data. I will use the cache, which is basically in Australia. We are in New Zealand. However, because there isn't the data centers in Australia, this is why it's recommended this. All right. So the cool thing of this that I found, as I just mentioned to you, instead of asking me about the tokens, it will ask me just for the simple sign in. And if you are not a data specialist, this will be super easy for you because then you don't need to get involved with tokens and keys and that sort of things that are quite complex sometimes. So if you're being willing and ready to connect your application to third parties, will be just another application to connect to it. So if I go here and label, I will call CRM data HubSpot. All right, you just put whatever the name it comes to your mind that you need for this. So I will go here and then I will authorize the connection. The third thing, it will send me through the HubSpot. You see that? So because I have an account already, I will just sign in using my HubSpot account. And then I have a authentication that use Apple Passkey, which is depending whatever authentication type that you have. And then it will ask you, for example, if you have multiple companies or multiple accounts in HubSpot, you can select across them. And because of using Excel in BI, I will be just choosing my one. And then this app, of course, it will be reading all my data. It won't be writing, it will be just reading my data. Okay, and then it will connect up. And just be in mind that I don't have the pro version from HubSpot, so you don't need to have the pro license to be able to do this connection. Just with the free version, you will be able to do it. And this is something that I like as well, is when you start to download all the data, you will start to see all those tables get loading. And I find it quite cool because even though there is pulling data from API into tables, is something quite graphic that you can see from where all the data flows. And also the other thing that I found quite interesting, that they're using the three main data visualization softwares. For example, if you would like to connect this data to Power BI, Tableau, or Looker, you just here you click. I won't click here because it will show you my login details, but here is how you can connect to the data. And also you can connect the data to Excel. If you just want to keep using Excel, you can using something like Power Query and pull this data directly into your Excel. The thing that I will be using this data now is just to connect to this information into Power BI because it's the software that I mainly use for analytics. The other thing that I would like to explore as well in the future probably is to use SynHub, which is also another solution that I create their own dashboards. I haven't tested on this stage, but as you can see, all my data is getting downloaded there, which is cool. All right. Once this is completed, it should be looking something like this. Let me go back to the connections. And because I created one before, which is this one, I will just delete this one because I won't longer need it. So I will just go here. So as you can see, that one, it hasn't been able to complete the synchronization, but this one that I created a few days ago is completed, and it has all the connections and all the data is complete, has been successfully being downloaded. All right. So now once you get all the data in SynHub synchronized, you will be able to connect with something like Power BI. I'm using Power BI Desktop to create the template for you, and that way you will be able to download it. So I will stop to share you this. Stop sharing that. And now I will be sharing you my remote desktop where I have the where I have the template that I will be providing for you for this thing from this HubSpot connection. Okay, here we go. Now you should be able to see my screen. As you can see, this template, it shows you, for example, because the CRM is a customer relationship manager. The thing that I want to display here, it was just to how many companies we have subscribed in our customer relationship manager system, and how many people sign up into our space, because I haven't been that putting all the information up to date all the time. So those numbers vary within the time. For example, at the beginning when I started to use the CRM, I signed up many people there, but so it goes up and down within the time. But I don't want to show you how I'm doing with my company. The thing that I want to show you is that how the data works. All right. So first thing is that I will provide you this template. If you can, you will be able to download it from here. But the thing you will find is that it takes really little time to create something like this because the data is already curated. So if I go here to transform data, and here I create the server, the database, and the schema. Those three variables, it will change depending from where you are pulling your data. And here is my company tables, but I won't be displaying you that because it's sensitive data. But the thing that I want to show you here is that these three items is the one that you need to pull the data from here. I'm going here to the HubSpot again, and I go report, go to Power BI. Here it will provide me the information from the schema, the server, and the password. All right. Don't worry about this password because it just has been deleted by the time you are watching this video. But as you can see, the two values that you need is the database and the schema. And it will ask you to sign in for the first time. And here is how you can do it. You could just go here to the Power BI walkthrough, and it will show you the video from where you can, and the way how you can sign up. But I can show you here, by the way, it's really easy. So I just can I will save this as close this, and as you can see it's there. I will save it as a template, save as a template, and then I will put here as a template. So in that way you will be able to use it. I will save this location, save it. All right. And I add the schema and database from SynHub. Okay. All right. So now the template has been created. I will save this Power BI. So if I go here and I go to the folder from where I saved the template, I'll just go there. And I go here on the template, which is this one. It will ask me about the variables, okay, because it's a template. So I will just copy and paste that from it's loading the file. Yeah, it's taking some minutes, but I will. Yeah, firstly, it will ask you about the server, the database, and the schema. The server we just copy from here. This is the server name. Control C, Control V. It's not that one. Right click, copy, yep, and then paste it here. And we do the same with the schema. Right click, copy, paste it on the schema, paste it, and the database is here. All right, copy and paste it here. All right, that should do to make the connection work. I just click load. Probably will ask me for the user and password. Let's see. If it doesn't ask you for the user and password, it's because you already logged in into the database. But if I click here, refresh. Yeah, it's coming up the information. Cool. All right, you can reuse this this template for Power BI. However, you can create your own one. But the thing I want to show you, and something I found really cool, is here that you can see the I will close this and I go settings, and I will explore the data model. Because if you are a data person similar than me, probably you would like to see and understand how the data is related across the fields. Here we have, for example, the calls table, which is a table that of course comes from the CRM. We have the call contact, the properties, the call company, and even this tool, it has is a way to test certain queries. Yeah, as you can see here, you can see, for example, how the data is connected. Here are the connectors, the relationship from the tables. This is, even though there is not a purely star schema, it tells you really well how the information flows through, which is the main thing that we are looking for creating a data warehouse. So if you're looking for the data lineage, this is the best way to understand it. As you can see, it's really simple to connect directly to HubSpot. And you know what? The thing that I will do as well, I will create a new one. I will create a new dashboard from the scratch, and I will show you how you can make the connection. Even though it's in their website, I just want to show you, and you will see how easy it is to make this. Okay. And this can come from any connections that you're building. So the first thing that you'll do, you will go, this is just a purely blank Power BI desktop. You just go here to SQL Server, and it will ask you about the server. Okay, so I will go back from where the connection is, and then I will go to settings, and go to reports, go to Power BI, and I will copy the server name. Okay, I just need the server name address. As you can see, because it's a URL, so you don't need to have a local server, of course. The database is this one, okay, which is basically, this is the database personally for me. And you can choose here if you want to either import or do a direct query. Okay, you just click OK, and it will ask me to sign in for the first time. And because I already have the authentication in place, it didn't ask me for the user and password, which is fine. But here you can see all the tables that are available for me. For example, if we would like to use this table, you just select it. If you would like to use this other table, you just select it, or you can select them all. But I will suggest you, before you just want to create a dashboard, I will suggest you what I would like to display. In this example itself, I wanted to display how many people has been enrolled into my CRM, but for you it can be something different, and also be specific with the idea. I prefer to jump into the whole data, as I normally show you how to do dashboards, is to be able to just have in mind what you would like to display in your visualizations, and then you will start to navigate what is the data available. And for example, I will check how many emails, and you just click transform data. I just select 3 random tables, but you will be able to see pretty much everything where you have what data you have in what data you have available in your HubSpot account. All right. So I hope the intention of this video, it was basically to show you how SynHub works. SynHub has many features and many connectors, but it's keep building within the time, and it has a different plan subscription that I'm not that familiar with. But if you want to reach out to the guys, just go to synhub.io and they will give you more information about their plans. But I want to show you how simplifies the way how you can create your whole data warehouse. Means that you have multiple data sources, for example, Google Ads, you have HubSpot, then you have your accounting system, and everything will come in a unique warehouse, data warehouse. And then you as a data analyst, you will be asked to create a report from the last sales from 2026, according to how many engagement we have done within the CRM. So from there, you can do another layer to create your experience layer. And from there, we could create like a table that will only show this information. In that way, we won't be overloading the Power BI, because if we just do all the connection directly to Power BI, if it's something small, I think it will work perfectly, but it's something that start to build it up within the time and also connect multiple items, depending on your Power BI capacity, this one will start to get a bit overloaded. So I will suggest you still creating experience layer as a data analyst for be able to work with all this information. But the great thing of this is like, if you have an accounting team and you are just 5 of you, all of you are basically chartered accountant and focus in accounting and numbers, you doesn't know how to connect your data, bring your data. Instead of the main intention of this software is to avoid you to keep downloading spreadsheets and then do manual transformation. From here, you will have the data up to date. So if you are looking for something like this, I think you will achieve a lot in the 2 scenarios. Reduce the cost to hiring a data engineer to pull all the data or automate those downloaded processes in Excel, and create a data warehouse for your organization. If you're either of one of those 2 scenarios, I think SynHub is a great solution. And yeah, I think the other thing that I want to highlight, and I feel quite proud of it, that is a New Zealand company, which is they are based in Auckland, and they are creating connectors, which is amazing. So I hope this helped you to get an idea on how SynHub works. And if you have any question, flick me a message to contact@excelinvi.com or reach out to the guy from SynHub if you have any question about the tools. But as you can see, you can do a free trial, so feel free to jump into it. And of course, if you work in a big corporate, you need to check all what is involved in terms of security. You won't be able to do it just by your own. But if you work in a medium-sized company, you will need to get this consent that SynHub will be connected to your data. So be careful, and also be responsible from your customer information. Thank you very much for joining. And if you have comments, or if you would like to see more of this, please let me know. I will be more than happy to help you out. Thank you for watching.